Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. It's actually Monkey Day today. So, shout out to all the
Very fitting.
monkeys.
Is it every December 14th?
Yeah, actually. So, I found that out when I was like maybe like 11 or 12. It was when I got my first phone. Like one of the first questions I pulled up on Google was when is Monkey Day? And I found out it was my birthday. I was freaking out. I was like, dude, it's a conspiracy. This is meant to be. But for
Well,
context, my favorite animal is monkeys. Like I freaking love monkeys. If you didn't
yeah.
know that. Not everybody knows that.
But welcome to Cool Ranch Quarter, episode 63. I don't know if we're gonna keep doing the every 5 episodes have a guest thing, but I know we plan on having Jorge on for episode 69.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, it's just very hard to be consistent with that because people get busy and like people
Well,
have
there's
lives, you
that.
know?
Episode 65 is on the 28th, and so like everybody I've talked to is I might be able to get somebody. I just gotta like try harder and like
Yeah.
find somebody. I'll find somebody random that we haven't had on yet. How about that? I'll find somebody. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know who we
I'll
would
get us
have on.
someone. You could have Electric Shock on. He's always down.
I could.
You wanna? Let's just have a G Fuel
I've
episode. Talk about
well,
G Fuel
I've
for
never
an hour.
I've never met him before.
He's a
Uh
great dude. One of the
I
most genuine
I'd
people
have
I've met.
to I'd have to ask with the Cybertruck.
Oh, definitely. We can definitely talk about a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
All right, I'll reach out to him, see if
All
we can
right.
get him on for 65. Ben Jamis is just busy with shenanigans, but the episode 65 is on the 28th, so it'll be our holiday episode. Maybe I'll wear like a Santa hat or something. Don't
I
hold me to that. But
I should probably do that too. I should probably get a Santa
for
hat.
Santa hats,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll let him know. But like, wear a Santa hat.
Or I could get like
Um,
an elf hat. You could be Santa.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
okay. Um, anyways, what you got? You got anything new this week? We're gonna be talking about the New Jersey drone situation, which is interesting. And I saw Kraven the Hunter last night. Yeah, our weekly updates. What you got?
So I got a little story. So I walk into work on Thursday, and we had a meeting that was for like the entire building, right? And they do one for each shift. But I remember like over at my old building, I'd be like, "What's the point?" Because they would give you like food, right? But like I always hate when they give you just food because it's not something you can keep and like remember that meeting by. Like it doesn't feel as special, right? And so I was like, I don't really want to go to this meeting. It's just stupid. It's going to be an hour long. We're just going to sit there and stand and do nothing, right? Well, I come in and I go up to one of my buddies and I'm like, hey man, what's up? He goes, hey, you're needed in the conference room. They need you in the conference room. And I'm like, am I in trouble? That's what I'm thinking, right? And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? He goes, they just need you in the conference room. And I kind of give him this look and he goes, you want a raffle? And I'm like, I want a raffle? Like, well, I didn't realize I entered a raffle to begin with, but all right, yeah, I'll go check it out. And they gave me, they're doing like some little holiday morale thing, and they gave me like a bag with a bunch of Lindor truffles and some hot chocolate mix and like a big old mug. Like it's a big mug. And then later we have our meeting, right? And they give me this big like Yeti like flask. Like it's like one of the big ones, right? And it has like branding for the building and stuff like that. And so I was like, holy crap, man! Like this meeting was worth it. Like they actually like gave us something. Like
Yeah.
it was worth going to, you know. Um, so I don't know. It's kind of cool. Like I haven't had that happen with work before. Usually, jobs don't give you anything worth your time aside from just your pay and your benefits. But like they gave us little gifts, and that was really cool. So
Nice.
yeah, that's the highlight of my week. Honestly, like it's really nice.
You got a package. You want to talk about that?
Oh, my G Fuel?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was thinking of talking about that during the ad break because we'd be talking about G Fuel anyways.
Okay. Yeah, that
But
works. Um,
I got some G Fuel, so stick around to hear
yeah,
about
we
that.
were talking about it, but we were playing zombies earlier and talking about that. So, um, anyways, my update. I had a meeting with somebody who's a part of a well established production company about my film. They're interested in being a producer on it, and he's got a lot of connections in the industry, so I might take him up on that. I don't know yet. I sent him the script. Really good dude. Can't give any details. But Things are slowing down now because it's that time of the year where everybody just kind of shuts their brain off and like any last minute things get tied up, but anything new they don't really work on. And so I don't expect to hear anything about our budget until January. But I will say that I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm trying to get $500,000 for this film. I think $500,000 for the film that I'm trying to make would result in a very professional cinematic looking film that would allow us to secure a couple of it would allow us to secure decent talent. It would result in a well-rounded film. So that's what we're aiming for. I've actually been talking to another colleague about bringing him on as a producer because he's got some connections with some investors, and so I have a strategy that I'm not going to get into. But basically, in January, I'm gonna go get that money, man. We're gonna figure it out. I really I'm tired of sitting around like waiting for something to happen. So we're gonna go hunting, and we're gonna try and get the ball rolling faster. It can't hurt. And if we so happen to get some funding, and then there's an investor that we've been talking to who goes, "Hey, I'll give you the money," then we'll put that money either towards making the budget even a little bit bigger, or we're gonna set it aside and put it for another film that I'll start making as soon as we get through this one. So for the people out there who have been asking a lot lately for a Pollo Loco sequel, that's something of that nature is what I'm thinking about making after this. So um, that's all I'll say. But
Like a
I hear you.
sequel or a spiritual successor.
If you think of Pollo Loco as like a loose prequel, then this is set in the same universe. Those characters may show up,
Hmm.
but it's like the start of a trilogy or something. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Expanded universe or whatever. I don't know.
Expanded universe, yeah. I've got a really interesting idea for that one. That if I can pull it off, it'll be pretty whoa. So that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to get ahead of myself on that one, but it's being a producer is it's a grind, man. I get asked all the time, what does a producer do? It depends on the type of producer, but when you are a producer, like when the film says produced by this person, that means that that person did whatever it took to get the film made. Then there's executive producers who usually like either by putting their name on it or putting some money into it, help get the film made. Co-producers contribute something, whether it's a smaller amount of money or connections or maybe some expertise. Like I thought about having Too Quick come on board to basically coach the cast when it comes to running and stuff, help them prevent injuries, things like that. So that would be helpful of him. Associate producers, that really is left up to interpretation. Like we're gonna be working with the Coast Guard, and so like I'll probably offer like a co-producer credit or an executive producer credit to the CEO of the base for letting us use it. But maybe the people at the recruiting office will get some associate producer credits, whatever. When it comes to an indie film, you can have as many producers as you want, but with a studio film, they're much more picky about those titles. But if you are interested in possibly contributing to the film somehow, whether it's through a little bit of funding or whatever it may be, we can discuss it. Join the Discord. It's free. I may be opening a new chat on there that's called like Producer Corner or something like that, and we'll pop in there and it'll be locked only for producers. Anyways, that's what's going on with movie stuff. Pollo Loco surpassed 111K views last time I checked, so that's still going, man. 125K. We're going bowling.
That is so
Uh,
crazy, man. That is so insane that it's still going up at that rate.
yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, going into next year, it's just going to be like, yeah, I've released a short film and it's 26 minutes long and it's at 150K views or whatever it's at by then, you know. So, thank you guys for continuing to support that and share it. Again, the screenplay is on Discord if anybody wants to like read it. A really interesting thing I've done before is like pulled up a screenplay for a movie, and then I'll read that. I'll read a scene, and then I'll watch the movie and see how it how it translated to screen, and then I'll read the next scene and do it, and I'll do it for the whole movie, and that's really interesting to do. And so you can do that with this.
That's a cool
Um,
idea. I like that.
yeah, I've also thought about putting out a commentary. I don't know what goal I would do that at. Maybe like 250K or something. I got to figure out what we're gonna do for 150K. I don't know, but anyways, on to our first main topic. I saw Kraven the Hunter last night, and apparently it's the end of the Sony Spiderverse officially, and it's bittersweet because I mean, they never made a good movie. Like
Yeah,
the Venom movies are okay. I thought Kraven was okay, like just barely watchable, but I mean, it was entertaining because it was rated R. There was blood, but it's still pretty cringe. Like
which
Madam Web, Morbius level cringe, but just a little better put together.
which one out of that entire Sony Spider Verse? Which one was the best in your opinion?
The best movie?
Yeah.
Probably the third Venom movie. I thought the third Venom movie,
Wow.
dude, I don't know what it is about that one. There is a scene in that movie where I was like, yo, the director knew what the fuck he was doing. Like, I felt something. And it felt like this director, I'm like, man, give this director a real drama to do because I couldn't believe like, the score was hitting and the character, it was basically another symbiote who's locked in a lab at Area 51 explaining that we're fucked. And it was done in such a way where I was like, holy shit. And it was like, it went on for like a couple of minutes and everything was hitting and it felt like I was watching a better film for a little bit. It was crazy.
That's not
Um,
out on DVD yet, right?
I believe it just hit digital,
Okay.
but
When you get it on Vudu, I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched the second one. Was the second one
yeah,
better than the
I think
first
I'm
or
gonna
no?
rewatch all three with Theo or something. But
Was the second one better than the first or no?
I thought the second one had a better pacing. I think it was a little shorter. The first one I think had the most fun because it was like,
Brand new and they
yeah, it had like this new energy to it, and like almost like they thought this was gonna be something bigger than it was. And then the second one was just kind of like, we need to make a sequel like now, and then so they
so
do that. This one felt like they had to like
I
make it worth the
I
ride.
don't understand though. So they were teasing Venom being involved in the MCU at the end of No Way
I don't
Home.
I don't think Sony and Marvel could come to a deal. I think that's the problem is like
Somebody
Marvel
just
over
needs
at Disney. I hope that they just sell they need
yeah.
to, I mean, they're not going to sell the rights, I don't think, but
Well, then they're
because
gonna just sit on it. That's so
they're
dumb.
making way too much money with the video games that they're making. So,
Why don't they just sell the film rights to it?
I think they can, or at least like maybe they temporarily like lease them where it's like, okay, these rights are yours, but after like, 10 years we renegotiate or they come back to us or something. But I know they wanted like Tom Holland to have like appearances, and that never happened, probably because they couldn't work it out budget wise. I don't know, man. It's Morbius and Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter specifically. Those three movies feel like too many people had their hands in the cookie jar. You know what I mean? Like you just they it feels like different films put together. There's stuff in the trailer that never made it into the full movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I mean,
what was wrong with Madam Web?
it's just bad. Like the ADR, it's definitely I Morbius was pretty bad too, but I think Madam Web is a worse. It's worse. There's just so much ADR in that film. There's so many cringy lines. I mean, Sydney Sweeney is like the Hollywood heartthrob. Like, she's like the hot Hollywood actress right now, and they got her playing like a high schooler, and she's trying to be a high schooler. It just feels wrong. And apparently, she did that because she made a deal for some other film that may or may not happen now. Um, but I mean, at the ending is so cringy. Like it's ugh, it's just bad. They in the trailer made it look like they were going to be in their like costumes, and they literally are in the costumes at the end of the film for like 10 seconds. It like teases like this badass thing that's just never going to happen, And every film did that in a different way. Like the end of Morbius, the post-credit scene showed like Michael Keaton, Vulture
Right.
from the Tom Holland movies, like teaming up with him, and then they just never did anything with that. What was it? Venom, Let There Be Carnage. He like gets Doctor Strange teleported somewhere, and then like they were like, oh, he's gonna be in the MCU, and then never happened. So in the third one, he just like teleports back somewhere, and it's like, what was the point of that? Like he never went anywhere, you know. Um, it's just it's so sloppy, and like I don't know how over the course of like 10 years they didn't like learn from their
Well,
mistakes. I
you
mean, it
see,
seems like with Craven they did a little bit, but it too little too late, you know.
the problem is like you said, it's like they set these things up because they're supposed to be part of like a bigger universe, but that's not how the MCU started. The MCU started where it was just Iron Man and that was it. And then I think when
Yeah.
the Hulk came out, that was when they had the thing where I think Tony Stark shows up in like a bar or something like that in a post-credit scene or something, and that's when the MCU like officially started. But it
Yeah,
was
I
more
mean,
of like a playful thing. It wasn't like this is a thing that's happening. It was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if these two movies were connected? Like it was that kind of a thing, and then it became big, right? But now it's an expectation that everything is connected. Whereas when you started off that way, it just like you said, it sets things up, and then
yeah.
nothing happens, and you're like, well, what was the point?
Yeah, the end of Kraven the Hunter totally sets up a sequel. Like it tells you who the villain's going to be, all that stuff. And it's like you're watching it and you're just like, this is never going to happen. Why is
Yeah,
this here? You should have just like ended it abruptly and it would have been better than this because this is just sad, you
yeah.
know? Aaron Taylor Johnson's like totally ripped and jacked and great and everything, but the script and the dialogue is
I
just
well, I
bad.
I heard that he was good. It's sort of like
He's a good actor.
it's like Ewan McGregor in Star Wars, where it's like the
Mhm.
script just sucked, but he did it so well
Hello
that you
there.
you can't
Yeah,
help but
he made
like
it
his
work.
character. So
Good actors make it work. Russell Crowe was great in it. I mean, he because
Russell
he's just
Crowe
such
was
a
in
great.
it?
Yeah, he plays his dad, and he's pretty much in the whole movie.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
But he's
yeah,
got a Russian accent, and there
bottom
was
line.
there was
Wait, he has a Russian
one thing.
accent?
He has a Russian accent, and there was a scene where he got mad at somebody, and he lost the accent for a second, and then the rest looked like it was ADR, like they had to like fix it
Fix
in
it.
post because he lost his accent when he was yelling at somebody. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't know how they got so much money and they can't just like reshoot that. Instead, they're
Yeah.
just like throwing bubble gum and scotch tape at everything. It's so bad. I mean, but Madam Web was like god awful. Like I remember there was one shot where she like goes to pull somebody out of a car and then it switched and it like broke the 180, which is like a big no-no rule. Like yeah, it basically you don't break the 180 because it's super disorienting for the audience and they get confused what angle they're looking at now. They totally did that and like there was so many things where I'm
Wait,
just like,
when you say break the 180, do you mean like it turned around this way or like
so
this?
when two people are having a conversation,
Right.
right? It stays on one side of the table.
Like you have two people who are on this side of the table and it never goes around like this.
Yeah, when it cuts to their angles and stuff, it's always from still that side.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, rarely you'll see it like switch to the other shoulder, but that's not normal. But in this, it was like they straight up went from like facing to like the reverse, and it didn't match up, and it just felt super weird, and it felt like it almost felt like they edited the film wrong or something. But it's like no, they reshot that scene or whatever. They just didn't. They were in such a rush. They didn't care. I don't know. Nobody knows. I'm sure there's gonna be a book someday that's gonna explain like the entire shit show that was the Sony Spider-Verse because I like I saw the trailer for Kraven the Hunter and people are like, I don't know, this one actually looks decent, and I'm like, something in my gut tells me it's still gonna at best be just meh, and I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I would give Madam Web like 1 star. Morbius probably like 1.5, but this was 2.5. It was watchable. It was entertaining. Had some fun kills. And like I said, on my letterbox review. It feels more put together than Madam Web and Morbius, but that's not saying much. So
Do you think that it now that Craven is out, if they were to continue making movies, that they could get better, or do you think it's just a lost cause at this point?
I think I don't know. Who knows what it is? I don't. I mean, it's a problem with studio movies in general, um, where it seems like the. I mean, I was listening to I can't remember his name, but he's the guy who made the Creep movies that are super low budget, and he like basically said, "No, thank you. I don't want to make a studio movie. Instead, I'm gonna like take this money and make something smaller." But he was talking about how as filmmakers, it's like you make like one or two good movies and then go do a studio film, and if that studio film is a mess because you can't handle it or there's too many people forcing your hand and you make a bad movie like that tarnishes your career forever. Like once a filmmaker makes a bad movie, people don't trust them the same. Like
Yeah.
it Tenet for Christopher Nolan, like a lot of people think that was him like seeing how far he could push his audience. And that seems to be the limit because people are iffy on
Well,
Tenet.
why? That movie was good.
It doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't have a real protagonist like the the main guy like John David Washington.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about him in the movie about his character?
No,
Because
but
they never give any detail.
but that's
It's like he
Drive's
breaks
the
all
same
the
way.
rules. No, you learn about him.
What do you learn about him?
You learn about his past a little bit. You learn about his past with the mechanic guy. Like there's more detail in that than there is in Tenet when it comes to the characters.
Because you don't find out the protagonist's name in Tenet, right? Like they literally call him the protagonist, I think,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
And but in Drive, his name is just the driver, right?
just driver. Yeah,
Yeah, like I mean, but you see like the connection that I'm making, right? Like it's not
yeah.
maybe it's
But
not
I
on the same
mean,
level, but
look at the score. The audience and the critic score are higher on Drive than it is on Tenet.
okay. I will say like I get why people might find it a confusing movie because it is like you said, it doesn't hold your hand. It's a little confusing, but I thought the movie was great. I like it.
I loved it. Yeah,
Like
it's not my favorite of his. I think Interstellar could be his best film.
they just released it on
Besides, actually, no,
or
I think Oppenheimer's his best film technically, but
they re-released Interstellar in IMAX, I think. Did you see
yeah,
that?
and it's like selling out and stuff in the big cities. Um, I mean, a lot of people think Dunkirk was him like making a film without.
He did Dunkirk? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like I'm gonna make a film that just bounces around these different characters, and you don't really like learn anything about them. They're just living life, like
Hmm.
they're experiencing the worst day of their life. That's a badass movie, Dunkirk. Um, but I think if Tenet was any worse than it was, people it would have tarnished his career a little bit. But obviously he redeemed himself with Oppenheimer. That's crazy.
Yeah.
His next movie just keeps stacking its cast, man. Anne Hathaway joined it.
What is it? What is it supposed to be about?
There's a lot of rumors. At first, they were saying it was a vampire film, and I was like, no, there's no way Christopher
No.
Nolan's doing a vampire film. Somebody's smoking something, somebody was like, hey, I got. If you pay me, I'll tell you what Christopher Nolan's movie's about, and then they just like pulled something out of their ass. But now apparently it's about helicopter pilots or something, which sounds more like him. Um, who knows, man? His stuff's always very secretive. Usually, the first trailer doesn't even tell you anything with his movies.
Oh, speaking of which, I know this isn't on our topic list, but did you see the Borderlands 4 trailer?
I did not. I did see the Intergalactic trailer, which looked pretty good, but
So okay, so I did see the trailer. I watched the Game Awards as I was falling asleep on Thursday night, I think is when it happened. And I was like, dude, like the graphics look pretty good in this. Like I like this. People were like, but it doesn't look like Borderlands. And I'm like, it still does. It just looks more like high def, I guess. Like it looks like it's a high resolution. But it looks pretty good like visually to me. It does actually look fun, but people have been crapping on it. So I'm curious
Yeah,
to
I
see
don't
what
know.
you
I
say about
mean,
it.
they said that after Borderlands 2, they kind of
Yeah,
hit the
Borderlands 3
bed.
wasn't
So
very
I don't know.
exciting. Oh,
I
oh,
I, I, s-
you never
I
played
tried to play Borderlands 3.
you never played the Outer Worlds, did you?
No, I mean, dude, I just don't. I was thinking about the thing remastered released on PC, and I was like, ooh, should I grab that? It's $40 though. I don't think it's worth $40. I don't have the time to play it anyway, so I'll just wait. And that's kind of like the way I feel about everything. I think the only game that's coming out in the near future that I know of that I'm definitely gonna buy and play is GTA 6.
Yeah. Did you see it already won an award?
Most anticipated game.
Yeah, that's such BS, man. That's the game. The game won an
It's
award before it even came out. That is so
might as well
dumb.
just call it the GTA 6 award at that point.
Yeah. So the Outer Worlds was an RPG that took place in it's what honestly Starfield should have built off of what the Outer Worlds had. But the Outer Worlds was made by the people who made Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
I remember I played that when it first came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." But the problem that the game had was like the dialogue options didn't really affect your choices very much. Like it just it was the dialogue wasn't interesting, right? I didn't think that that was a good mechanic of the game. But this new one, because they're making an Outer Worlds 2, it looks like Outer Worlds 1, but bigger, which I'm like, okay, I might try it. They revealed that. There was another game that I was thinking about, but I think Slay the Spire 2 is coming out soon. But yeah,
Yeah, they delay that one because
they had
there
to
was
delay
something
it.
with their game engine. Yeah, it
Wow.
was supposed to be out already, but I'll get that. I'll get Slay the Spire too.
Yeah.
I
Um,
respect that company.
but people were like, Half-Life 3 is gonna get announced, and it didn't. And then people were like, Why didn't it get announced? It's like no one said it was
It's
actually
never
going to.
happening.
Yeah,
I don't think Half-Life 3 is never happening.
I think it is. I just think that it's not happening yet. Like that's got to be like the last thing Gabe Newell does before he leaves Valve.
Bro's like exploring the ocean.
Yeah, I know. He has like I think one of the top 5 like biggest civilian submarines.
Yeah, him and James Cameron are just like going back and forth. They're like, who's got the biggest submarine
Yeah,
nutsack?
and then you have like the was it Open Sea or whatever it was, the billionaires that exploded in a submarine. They have that. They're like, guys, we can do it too, and then they die.
God, dude. Should we go to our ad break?
Yeah, yeah, I think now's a good time.
All right. Well, guys, you can support us on Patreon. if you, if you want to ask questions, which we're gonna get into in a little bit, it's $1 to join. It's free to join the Discord, but we have Discord giveaways in there. We have our Saturday gaming sessions. Every Saturday, I game with the Discord. The only time I think I'll ever miss that is if I'm working on a film, and Chris will have to fill in my spot there, play something with you guys.
If I'm not asleep.
Oh, you're gonna have to figure it out, bro. You got to steer the ship. We got our G Fuel Tub giveaways for this month, which are for Tier 3 and Tier 4 members. Tier 3 is national, Tier 4 is international. So if you want a chance at winning some free stuff, join the Patreon. I promise you get a lot of bang for your buck. I think you can save a big percentage by getting the year membership. That's the thing now.
Oh
But
wow.
use G Fuel code DannyD. I highly recommend the new Sangria Hidden Blade Assassin's Creed flavor. It's very good.
It's
I've
all
been
this
like,
guy's been talking about.
it's so good. I'm addicted to it. I'm actually drinking Phase 51 right now, which is so much better than I remember.
What does
Because
this
I
taste
did
like?
it's like a melon sorbet.
Huh.
Pretty good. Very, very refreshing. A lot of their flavors are refreshing. That's something that I say a lot, but true. You can also use code DannyD for 10% off Fit Butters. They're doing like a 12 days of Christmas thing right now, where like every day they're doing like a limited drop of flavors. Like right now, I think it's like vanilla cookie. So I don't know. We'll see. There's a new flavor tomorrow, but use code DannyD to get 10% off Fit Butters. I think they're doing like $5 flat shipping because they know that like some people probably don't want to spend like $8 on shipping for one tub. So it's $5 flat for 12 days. So get you some Fit Butters. It's literally the best time to get Fit Butters right now. Um, So yeah, they're gonna be dropping new flavors every day. G Fuel's dropping a bunch of new flavors. The Shrek Mai Tai flavor is great. Do not open the onions and waffles. Just don't open it. It is so disgusting. I threw up.
Yeah, so like, did you throw up like a lot?
I,
Or because I
I
saw the
dude,
video, but
I drink so much. Like I drink like a LaCroix before that, a bunch of other stuff. That G Fuel was the only thing that came up. Like it got stuck going down. My body rejected it. 100% rejected.
Jesus, dude.
My
G
body
Fuel's
was like, mm-mm,
G
nope.
Fuel's making biological weapons now,
Well,
dude.
the other problem was it lingers in your mouth, unlike any other G Fuel flavor I've ever tasted.
So
It just tasted like sweet onions in my mouth.
there's one person that I watch on YouTube a lot for Call of Duty content. His name is Merc Music. Um, and maybe that'll be my recommendation for this week because I watched him a lot. He is sponsored by G Fuel as well, and he was talking about the Shrek flavors. And he's like, oh, I'll try this onion and waffles one, right? And he was like, dude, that's vile. He's like, that is so disgusting. But he did not throw up. So like maybe you just have like a very like
I don't
particular
like onions.
really in
I
general.
I, I like maybe sautéed or grilled onions, but that tasted like fresh onion,
Do
and
you
I
like
can't do
do you,
it.
do you like Funyuns?
Yeah, but I don't. It's not my go-to chip, and that's different
What
because it's a
about
chip.
what about
This was like it tasted like maple syrup and raw onion.
oh wow. Dang.
Yeah,
How do they do that, man? That is so crazy.
I don't know, but I mean, shit, man. I don't know if they could top that. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my
No, they
life.
just gotta have poo flavor next.
Good God, they already did that.
No, actual
Just
poo,
corn
not
soda.
yeah, no.
It's actually not bad. Um,
God, that's yeah.
but
Anyways,
yeah, we'll move on to our giveaways. So I'm doing a Blu-ray giveaway every week for December for Christmas, and this week I am giving away Mockingjay Part One, and that goes to Super Dude 01. Congratulations, Super Dude. I will be sending that out Monday, or my wife will. Um,
my wife.
Next, we have the national giveaway for the G Fuel tub this month, and that is White Elephant, which is still not revealed what it is, but it comes with a blacklight keychain, and if you shine it at this, these like glow in the it like glows green. It's really cool. That goes to Cisco. Congratulations, Cisco. And then Phase Freeze, which is a special winter reskin of Phase X, goes to Tommy. Tommy Slays. Congratulations, man. Again, I'll be reaching out to those people in the next 24 hours, basically to let you know that I'm sending that because I think I already have everybody's info for those three. I will give you a little teaser for next month for those G Fuel giveaways. I am giving away. I've got 2 tubs of PewDiePie hydration and 2 Winter White shakers. So we're starting off January with a Winter White shaker and a PewDiePie hydration tub giveaway for both the national and international giveaways. So if you want some hydration, join the freaking Patreon. $3 for the national, $4. Sorry, tier 3 is the national, tier 4 is the international. I think it's $5 and $10.
I'm surprised that you're giving away PewDiePie because that's I feel like you would hold on to that. You freaking love PewDiePie.
I have so much of it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know they had a hydration either. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good too. It is very good.
So do you want me to talk about?
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
talk about your G Fuel experience today.
So I got 2 tubs from you, and
Merry Christmas.
thank you. So I was actually surprised because I was like, oh, it's Sonic's Peach Rings, which we talked about before, but this was a flavor. This other flavor that I got was one that I did not realize existed, and I'm happy that I know now. I don't remember the name of it, but it's supposed to be like a peach iced tea. What is it called?
like Mud Tooth's tonic or something.
Yeah, I think something like that. And dude, I feel like a new man because it is so freaking good, man. It's
I'm glad you
so
like
good,
it.
dude. I see, but here's the problem, man. Like, whenever I get a flavor that's that good, it's like I get that weird thing. You know when you find like a really rare item in a video game and you don't want to use it? I get that, but I'm also like, but it's so freaking good, man. And so I'm worried that I'm gonna like burn through it too fast. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta go into ration mode, but I don't know how long I could do that for, man.
That
It's
good, huh?
yeah, dude. So, yeah. They don't sell that one anymore. Are they planning on?
I think it's at a. I'll check right now.
Okay, but yeah.
So
So
you've had the Sonic Peach Drinks can, but you haven't had the tub.
I haven't had the tub yet, so I'm gonna try that one. I might actually try that today.
Speaking of Sonic, they brought back Strawberry Limeade, which was Rick and Morty. That is now Chainsaw Man. So that's
Oh,
back in stock. They have a peach raspberry flavor coming soon. That's up for pre-order.
that sounds
Uh,
interesting.
Gummy Sharks is back. It is now PewDiePie's flavor because apparently PewDiePie needs a third or a fourth flavor, whatever it is now
What's the
that he's
second
on.
flavor?
Um, Yuzu Slash.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Um, see here. Checking to see if it's available.
Because you said that one.
But Cherry Vanilla is back as a Sonic Shadow flavor.
Oh wow.
That's Cherry Vanilla. Sour Watermelon is up for pre-order. I pre-ordered that one. That one sounds great. A Raspberry Apple Playtime Cooler, which is Poppy's Playtime, is sold out, man. I'm glad I pre-ordered it because that would have been another situation where I didn't get it. Dude, I am seriously thinking about just buying another tub of Hidden Blade just so I have it. So good. I'm checking to see if Mudtooth Tonic is in stock. I think it's gone.
Because you said it was a reskin of a there was a peach iced tea flavor that existed previously, and they just reskinned it, right?
It went away for a long time. Nemesis T is sold out, by the way.
No! Oh my god,
You
dude.
fucked up.
I
You should
did.
have got it.
I
Yeah, no,
did.
I don't see Mudtooth Tonic on here right now. Let me see if sometimes in the coming soon it shows restocks.
Okay. Well,
Coming soon.
bottom line, phenomenal
Nope.
flavor. I don't know if it'll ever beat out Nemesis Tea because Nemesis Tea is so freaking good, man.
But you're
Uh,
talking about the can.
yes, but I don't expect the powder to be far off.
It's not as good as the can in my opinion, but it's still really good.
Well, so the way that I explained it way back when I first tried it is it's like brisk tea. That's what it reminds me of. But brisk has always had this weird thing where it feels very fake, and the Nemesis tea can doesn't quite. What do you mean? Why are you making that face?
It feels fake? What do you mean?
Like
Like it
like
doesn't taste like real tea?
y-
Like artificial?
it's like how do I say it? Like yeah, it doesn't. It's not only that it doesn't feel like real tea, but it's like there's like a weird lemon flavor that it's like somebody like forced it in there. Like it doesn't feel
Hmm.
like I don't know how to explain it. It's just very, kind of
I-
chemically, right?
Artificial.
Yeah, and so when I had Nemesis tea, I was like, okay, I'm still getting like the same sort of like flavor, but it just feels better. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's been a long time as well, so I feel like if I tried it now, I'd be able to explain a little bit better, right? But I
They
just
use
remember,
like lemon extract and stuff like that in their
yeah,
flavors, man. It's a lot of times what you're tasting is like actual fruit. So
yeah. It's you know what
I
it's
love G Fuel,
you
man.
know what it's like? It's like lemon candy, the brisk. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? Like that's like
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah, and so and that's kind of why I don't drink anymore. Like it just I'm like this doesn't feel right. So I don't know but the thing is, it's still like a can, so it feels very similar to drinking that, but it's just
Yeah.
it's like a better quality, right? And so
Mm.
with the powder, I'm actually very curious how that changes.
I don't know. There's something about the powder that's like a little. I don't know. It's it's just different. There's something about the powder version that doesn't hit the same, but it still tastes really good.
I dude, oh my God, I'm a genius. Remember when I used to make G Fuel slushies all the time? I should do that with, the tea. I just had a brain blast, bro.
Anyways, support us those different ways. And again, if you join our Patreon for as little as $1, you can ask us a question every week. And so we are going to go through our Patreon questions. First up, Nikki asks, if you had an unlimited budget to make a movie or a TV show, what would it be about? Who would you cast? I would make the movie that I'm trying to make right now. And who would I cast? I would cast who's right, whoever's right for the roles. I know that's not the answer you want, but that's how I go about it.
Okay,
So.
I do want to answer this, but I'm gonna flip it on its head in a bit of a weird way. Okay. Um, I want to answer that, but for a video game.
That's not
So
the question.
I know, but this is how I feel about it. Okay, like
I don't have
this is
time for this.
it's
We have so many questions to get through.
we'll make time. Okay, I
I
want
don't have time
shut up. You were late. So,
because I was making content.
anyways, okay. It's my birthday. Let me do this. Okay, so I would make a video game where it's you're playing as an alien and it's like first person. You could switch to third person, and you have to like go and just like cause chaos in like a town,
They
right?
already did that.
No, not like I know what game you're talking about, but it's like
Destroy all humans.
there's actual like it you actually have to like get in a UFO and abduct cows and stuff like that, right? And
Destroy
then
all humans.
hold on, and then you can like fly back to like the mothership or like to like a Mars base, right?
You are describing Destroy All Humans. There's 3 of these games.
There's three of them.
Yes. They just remastered the first one.
I
I think
thought
they remastered the second one
I
too.
thought I
You are
thought
literally describing it beat for beat.
I thought Destroy All Humans was like third person only.
I think with the new ones, you might be able to switch first person.
Because I would want it to be like a
Is it
primarily,
remastered?
I'd want it to be like a first person focused game.
Okay, well, besides the first person thing, you're literally describing Destroy All
I
Humans.
haven't played it, so
You literally fly around in a. You can get in a UFO, fly around, abduct people and cows, and take them to your mothership. And
can you fight like the government?
yes, the army shows up.
That doesn't count. I mean like I'm talking like Men in Black.
Yes, there's like
That's a
agents and
thing?
stuff.
Man,
Yes.
man, I feel like I just got screwed over, bro. I was born too late.
Can we
Man,
move on?
yeah, I guess.
Tyler Bowen asks, "Do you have any favorite family traditions that you do or used to do around the holiday season?" And then he has another question after that. But when I was growing up, we always used to go get a real Christmas tree and then get Pizza Hut because the place that we got the tree from was right next to it. Um, I guess we put up our tree and get Buffalo Wild Wings. That's our thing. The other
Oh,
thing that we used to do is get Dairy Queen and drive around looking at Christmas lights.
I don't remember ever getting a real tree.
This was before our parents got divorced.
Man,
So up
like I
until I was
said,
like 7,
like I
we did
said,
that
bro,
every year that I could remember.
born too late, I guess.
There was like 3 or 4 years in a row that I vividly remember doing that. And then,
Well,
like I said, we did this. I would say like most of our childhood, we would get Dairy Queen and drive around and look at Christmas lights.
yeah. Well, that part I think we did do for a while. I remember getting like the Oreo Blizzard like every single time. I used
It
to
is the
get
best.
milkshakes as well towards the
I
end.
love milkshakes, man.
Well, the Dairy Queen milkshakes are just phenomenal. But
I think it's pretty much the same way like McDonald's does it, where it's just like a
yeah,
powder and it
yeah,
uh,
you're probably right. But it's still really
tastes
good.
good. Remember
Um,
the moo lattes?
wh- what else have we done? Oh, you know what used to be really cool? We used to get, and this is only for like I think like 2 or 3 years that we did this. I don't think we ever did this again. So we would get for Christmas. It was like these little tickets that you could redeem, and it could be like get out of chores for a day.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that.
that was cool. I remember doing that like that because it was like it was a reward, but you had to use it sparingly.
Like mom bucks or something.
No, it was dad's idea because it was like remember we would only be able to play on the Xbox for like an hour. Well, you could use it
Yeah,
and
one of them was like,
you could either get an extra hour. I think there's one where you could boot someone off as well. I think you could
pick
do
someone off
that.
the Xbox.
Yeah. So Though that was cool, and I wish we did that for longer. But I think part of it is because, like, I think it was when we were first starting to like celebrate Christmas all together, right? Because it was, I think, a little bit after mom and dad got married.
I would say what we do now is we do that game where it's like saran wrap and you like what was it? What do you have to do? Roll a double or
I think so.
yeah, you have to like roll a double with dice and while you're trying to roll a double, the person next to you in the rotation is has this giant ball of saran wrap and they're unwrapping it and it's like all kinds of like Christmas candy and different Christmas themed stuff.
Dude,
That's fun.
the last time we played, I got so screwed because every single time that I would finish, I would get a freaking like bottle of hand sanitizer, like every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Oh, it's hand sanitizer that smells like gingerbread cookies.
Yeah, every
Uh,
single time, man.
there's always like gingerbread Kit Kats and stuff.
Yeah.
His other question was, "What is your favorite Christmas movie?" I feel like that was a question like a week
We
ago or
already
something.
answered that question. Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe
mine's
I
Jingle All the
said
Way.
a Christmas Story was what I picked.
Yeah. Tommy asks, "Would you rather only speak Jim Carrey quotes or Steve Carell quotes for the rest of your life?" Jim Carrey. I feel like he has more quotes.
What movie is there? He's like, "Hey, big gulps, huh?"
That's Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Well, see you later.
Yeah. It wasn't those like that was like two actual like random dudes, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was totally improv. Those guys were like, "What the hell?"
Um, yeah, I don't know enough quotes from either of them though to really.
The only thing that I could think of for Steve Carell is like Evan
No,
Almighty
no,
and like
God, please, no,
yeah,
no.
like all the Office quotes,
I
but
guess
Jim Carrey's got so many.
any quotes from Despicable Me also count.
Yeah, I'm choosing Jim Carrey.
I mean, I think I think I'll stick with Jim
I
Carrey. Just
remember more Jim Carrey quotes. I'll put it that way.
yeah, but the thing is, I think I would just need to know more. But they've I'm sure.
All right.
So okay, so what counts as a quote? Like quotes that they're known for, or quotes that they've said in their entire life?
You're
Because
overthinking it,
well,
bro.
because if I could just say anything that Jim Carrey has said or Steve Carell has said, then I could just say the same stuff, but in their style.
Obviously, he means like movie or TV show quotes.
Okay, and then maybe actually I'll go with Steve Carell.
All right. Whatever.
Whatever, man.
Mr. Knight 77 says, "How much do you think the movies will cast to do?" No idea what you're saying. I asked in the Discord to clarify your question. And
I'm
you
gonna
didn't.
assume they mean cost.
How much do you think the movies will cost to do?
Yeah.
Oh, like the movie that I'm working on?
Yes.
Well, I talked about it earlier. I'm trying to. I need at least 300K, but trying to get 500. Aiming for 500K. So I guess maybe that answers your question, Mr. Knight. The other one that I'm talking about, the Pollo Loco spinoff one, we could do that for probably around 200K
Okay.
at the very least. Very indie. Super Dude 01 asks, "What is your favorite game of this year?" Black Ops 6. I can't think of anything else.
Um,
What else came out this year?
does the Fallout 4 next gen
Starfield.
update come out? Or count? The Fallout 4 next gen update came out this year? Does
No,
that
that's still the
count?
same game.
No, because it's like I think it has a different title under Steam now. So
It's the same
does
game.
that count? Does it count? Please let me know.
A base game did not come out this year.
Fine.
All
Yeah,
right.
probably Black Ops
Uh,
6 then. I don't know what else even came out this year. Nothing else came out that was interesting. Starfield came out a few years
it's
ago.
Black Ops
2 years.
6, man. But Black Ops
Yeah.
6. I feel like it's very obvious. Um, Too quick. I think went on a day like a day drinking drunk question rant here. We got four
Hey,
questions
don't call him
from
out like that, bro.
him. He asks, "What is your favorite genre of music?" We've talked about this before. Mine is I would say just electronic music in general. Like there's so many subgenres. Um,
Just to give the dumbest answer, but elevator music. Just,
uh, do you have an answer?
I mean, I like a lot of like oldies, like 50s music and stuff like that.
Okay. He also asks, What fashion trend do you just not understand or like?
Sagging.
Yeah, I saw a guy at my apartment complex fixing this girl's car for her, and his damn pants were nearly around his ankles, and I'm like, what the fuck is like what like what? That's your style? Just
His underwear is just
just
hanging out. Like he's just like.
just yeah, like feeling a breeze, I guess. I don't know.
At what point does it become public indecency?
I don't know, but it's just like, dude, but like
Because they can't. What are they gonna? Oh, dude,
one
you.
one, if shit hits the fan, you are tripping and you're the first one to die. Two, like what is the purpose of wearing pants in the first place if they're going to be around your like at your knees or below?
Yeah.
And then three, like nobody wants to see your underwear. Like what the
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That is one I'll never understand. Sagging. Yeah, that's good choice. And then he said, "How many gifted to audition for Always Ready? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself out here." And he said, "I love you," and I think that's the liquor talking.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Uh, like I mentioned earlier, though, too quick. I think he'll be involved at least when it comes to like his expertise when it comes to running. But love you too quick. And then his last question was, "What's your favorite holiday / Christmas song?" I don't know if I have one.
The Little
I guess
Saint Nick by the Beach Boys.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
I don't know the name of it.
What is it like? What is it like?
I'm trying to think, and you're fucking me up.
No, how's it go?
I'm trying to think of it. You won't shut up.
How's it go?
God damn you. I don't know. It's by like the Crooks or whatever it is with the K. I can't remember. It's like a.
Is it? You're talking? I think I know. Is it? Is it Father Christmas? Is it by the Kinks or something like that?
Yeah, Father Christmas.
Yeah.
Give us some money.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's on my Christmas playlist as well. I have a Spotify playlist called Cool Ranch Christmas.
I'll share it in the Discord. Anyways, thank you guys for your questions. Again, if you want to ask your questions, join the Patreon for as little as
I
$1.
don't think it's the Kinks, right? Let me see.
It might be the Kinks. I don't know. I know it's with a K. Or I'm totally wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's the Kinks. Wow.
The Kinks.
I got
the
good memory.
Crooks.
The Crooks. I am.
I
not
was
a
on
crook.
the. You
I
can
am
see
not
where
a
my
crook.
brain was there. I was putting the dots together.
How's it go? How's it go? Shut up.
Yeah. Weekly Black Ops 6 talk. It is double XP weekend right now. I really enjoyed this event that they just did where it was like you need to get all the XP,
Yeah.
which I just finished. I unlocked the new shotgun, which is full auto. I'm excited to use that. At least in zombies. I don't think I'll use it anywhere else. Once you unlock it, does that mean it's in the box too?
I don't know because
I feel like as soon as I unlocked the other SMG, it started showing up in the box.
Either that or they released an update and so now it's in the box. Like for example, the power drill. I think that
I haven't seen the shotgun in the box yet because I just unlocked it. So.
Yeah, I just unlocked it today as well.
But looks like it'll be fun to use in zombies.
Here's how I feel about Black Ops 6 right now. Okay, that new map genuinely has like.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't. And
okay, that's fine.
I feel
you
like
cannot like something.
Yeah, but it's
the community seems to like that. They seem to like it, not love it.
Oh, I think the people who are like writing that map's meat are like they literally.
I was saying you like it and not love it.
Yeah,
writing its meat.
I
feel like writing its meat would be like, oh, it's the best.
Shut up. Okay, let me finish. Let me finish what I'm trying to say, bro. I'm saying the people who are writing its meat, okay, the people who are saying it's perfect and all this stuff.
Mom listens to this. We need to stop saying that.
I don't care. I never mind. Okay. Anyways, all right. The people who are saying this map is perfect and it's the best have the most rose tinted glasses of the entire community because they're like, oh my god, it's just like the Horizon Drop from Black Ops 3, and that map was so good, and this and that, and the reason why that map was so good is because it had four wonder weapons, just like Origins, and Origins were so good. And I'm like, dude, just because a map has four wonder weapons that are different elements doesn't mean the map is great, okay? And oh, it's in a castle just like the Horizon Drop. I don't care. I don't care. That's unoriginal, and the map's layout is really not that good. Like it's like half of it is a circle, right? But also like it's none of the rooms are like good for training in, which oh yeah, that makes it more difficult. But difficult doesn't make it better, right? You can have it be difficult and
I
have it
don't
be
know what you're
good.
talking about. There are several spots that I train in. I literally stayed in the spawn area for like 15 rounds the other day. No problem.
Yeah, but when you have four people playing on the map, you run out of spots really quickly.
I don't know. We played. You weren't in there, but we were playing, and we
I
all
literally
were
heard you,
fine.
everybody was talking about, oh, I'm down. Oh, I'm down. Oh, I need somebody to
Okay,
Phoenix up.
I'm not calling anybody out, but let's just say we're not all at the same level. I don't think I went down once.
Yeah, but okay, I will say you don't suck, like for sure. Like we've played before, and
I've gotten better for sure.
there's been times where I've gone down and you haven't at all, and vice versa. Like I think that that's different, okay? But like genuinely, if someone took your spot and you had to go and find a different area, it'd be difficult.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I personally feel like training on the map is not great.
I can think of like 5 places to train in.
There's the spawn,
There's
and
more
then
places to train in than Terminus. Terminus is like two big open areas, and then it's just like places to get stuck.
I think if you're on one of the islands, then training's actually a good spot, right? But the thing is,
There's nothing on the islands,
yeah,
though. Is the
nobody wants to
problem.
go to the islands, and so
Yeah,
that's what makes it difficult. Liberty Falls is still, strangely enough, probably actually my favorite map,
yeah. I
which
would go
is
Liberty Falls, then the new one, and then Terminus.
the only thing I don't like about Liberty Falls is the freaking abominations.
Look, you don't have to like it. That's fine, but you ain't got to get so heated about it
Well,
just because
because
some
you have
weeb on Twitter said they
that's
loved it.
first off, that's the wrong usage of the word weeb, and
No,
second,
it's not. I see these people. They have anime freaking profile
okay,
pics,
then
man.
maybe it's not the incorrect. Well, that still I doesn't necessarily mean they're a weeb. It could just well, I mean, a weeb is more of somebody who's like super deep into like
Do you think
oh
somebody who just dabbles in anime is gonna have an anime profile picture?
yes.
You're tripping.
I don't think so at all, man.
I think you have to really love anime to have an anime profile picture.
Okay, so if somebody likes Dragon Ball Z and they have Goku as a profile picture, that they're a weeb.
I don't know. Dragon Ball Z is pretty mainstream. That's
See, but
different.
that's what I'm saying. Like that
It's
doesn't
like
count as
barely an anime.
it's still an anime.
Yeah, but it's got a different animation style. It's not like most animes.
Let me think of one that's. I mean, what about Attack on Titan?
Yeah, I would say somebody who has an Attack on Titan profile picture is a weeb.
What if that's the only anime they like?
I don't know anybody who only likes Attack on Titan because it's that is like one of the core four anime titles that they're like, oh, it has to be. It's the best one. You got to watch that one first. Um,
I
I
don't
don't.
know. I mean, and I will say, this is coming from
I
someone who
just I
doesn't
can't
like
get into
anime.
anime.
I don't like anime either. I feel like it's just
It's not that I don't like it. It's just not for me. I have a hard time. I don't know. Like in anime, they express emotions differently than like real life, and I don't know.
the
It's very cringe.
the thing that always bothered me. I watched Death Note. That's like the only one that I've actually watched all the way through, and it sucked because the concept is genuinely very good,
Yeah,
right?
they always have great concepts.
But the thing is, there's this one episode where you have the main character and he's like explaining like, oh, he's gonna write down the name of every criminal in this book where people when their name gets put in, they die, right? He's like, oh, I'm gonna write all these names. I will check the news, and as soon as I see a name, I'm gonna write a name down, and while I'm doing this, I'm gonna take a potato chip and eat it. And I'm like, you're gonna take a potato chip and eat it. That's real. That's real hardcore, man. It sounds like you're really
I
into
think that's
it.
what that's what I'm talking about when it comes
It's
to the cringe stuff.
yeah,
Like they focus on really weird things.
well, it's because it's just a language barrier thing. Because most time, yeah, it's like originally written in Japanese, and like when they say it that way, it sounds cool, I'm sure, right? Like there's it probably sounds a lot better over there. But over here you hear that and you're like, what the
I
like
just
why? It's like just a writing
it,
style thing.
it
Like
makes me
that's
cringe so hard every time. Like I've seen like every anime do this, where like a guy has a crush on a girl, and like she walks into the room, and he just stands there like, oh, 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 oh. And it's like, bro,
yeah,
how is that not weird?
bottom line, getting back on track. I just don't like the wonder weapons are not very exceptional. Um, I
I hope the
think
next map. I really hope that they are going to be doing like a map every season.
I'm. It seems like they might. I'm
I
really
think so.
happy that they brought Voltrade back.
Ultra Eight's great. I love it.
And I did the jingle for that
Speed
perk is
Speed
awesome.
Cola, Juggernog, and Voltrate are like the first three perks I always try to get.
It's crazy though because for me, because of my build, I actually like the ones that I want are Jug, PhD, and Stamina.
Oh
Because
yeah, PhD too, but on this map that I either can't find it or
I don't think it's
I don't think
actually
it's even on
I
there.
don't think it's actually on the. You have to use the Wonder Fizz, but which means you can't get it till round 25 unless you have on the house, Soda Fountain, or Perkaholic. Um, but the thing that I really like
That's perkaholic.
about
My favorite perk.
PhD or Gumball,
Favorite gumball.
uh,
Gobblegum.
PhD has the augment where if you run into a zombie with tack sprint, it just like knocks him down. And so what you can do is you can use stamina and have it increase your tack sprint duration. And then when there's an insta kill, if you have PhD, you just run through a horde and it kills all of them.
That's cool. I have the augments I have for PhD floppers selected right now is like I can literally just like walk off of a balcony, and when I hit the ground that causes an explosion. So
Yeah, but the thing is, the PhD's never really done a whole lot of damage when you do that, from what I
it
understand.
knocks them down too though. Like it kills
Yeah.
some, knocks them down. I've seen it like turn them into crawlers and stuff. I don't know.
Mm.
I just anything where it's like just me by like playing normally results in like more damage or whatever it is. Like those are the ones I go for.
So my main point with bringing this issue up though is it's made me want to play Black Ops 6 less. Like something about the fact the map didn't really do it for me. I'm like, well, this sucks. Like I'm gonna go back to playing the map that I've been playing this whole time.
Well, I hope the next one lives up to your expectations.
The next one, and also I hate
They
this.
teased it all.
They said it's gonna be an excavation site. Everyone goes, so it's gonna be Origins 2? And I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, so it's we have Liberty Falls and we have Terminus, Terminus is basically D Machine if it was an island, right? Which
Can you
isn't
guys
fun.
tell how passionate he is about zombies?
He's right. Um, so D Machine was
Chris's passion for zombies is what killed it for me for a while.
that's a complete lie, bro. What are you on
How is
about?
it a lie? It's my feelings.
What, that's not
How can you
even.
say
How would you're saying that my passion for zombies kills your motivation to play zombies?
yes from from Black Ops 2 basically to now I've had very minimal interest in zombies because of how crazy you went about it. But that's fine.
I don't I don't I don't think that makes sense. Dude, you stopped playing zombies because you were in the Coast Guard.
Yeah, but when I did go to play it and then play it with you, you were just like obsessed with the Easter eggs and getting this and that, and I'm just like, bro, this is not the zombies I remember. Because like,
I don't think that's my fault
I
then.
started playing from the first map. Like I remember being in high school and playing that, or middle school and playing that first map. There was
I
nothing.
don't
It was literally just guns,
I don't think that's my
guns and
fault
power ups.
that the maps got too complicated though. That's not my fault.
No, but I like as somebody who has always been very casual about zombies, playing with somebody who knows the in and outs and always has like some kind of goal in mind of like what they want to, what weapon they want to get, or what Easter egg they want to do, or something they want to activate and stuff like that. For me, it was just like I just want to kill zombies, you know, and so that kind of made me like fall out of love with it for a while. But I think the way that the game mechanics work in this one are very casual friendly. So
You heard it here first, folks. My brother does not like when I get excited.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
But anyways, okay. Uh,
What? I don't know. Like,
but anyways, so the thing with this game is it seems like they always like I'm not saying it's Treyarch that's doing this. What I'm saying is it seems like the community is like, "Oh, it's like this map but like different."
oh,
And that
I,
bothers me.
it is also the like how much you were into the story. Like, I've never gotten
Holy
into the
crap, bro.
story.
Nobody asked you to keep talking about that.
I'm talking about how, like, me personally, I don't really care about the story
Yeah,
line when
but
it comes to zombies. So
okay.
I care more about the gameplay, I guess.
Okay. But they're saying this is going to be Origins 2, okay? And I think that making that comparison is really dumb because now I'm like, okay, like everyone's going to expect it to be this kind of map. And so now it's like I don't know, it seems like people are more stuck on, "Oh, I wish it was like the old days," instead of just enjoying what they put out.
I see. Yeah.
And
Damn, that TikTok bombed, bro. I fucked up. That sucks.
oh, well
I thought
that
it was good.
I thought it was good. I don't know what to tell you though. Like
I don't know. It's the second account. Sometimes it takes a little longer for it to
how did it
this thing.
bomb? Was it what do you mean? Like
It's been over an hour and it's not even to 2,000 views.
oh. Well, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, so I guess that's the end of Black Ops 6 talk. Now,
Yeah, yeah. Double XP weekend. They're doing a free trial for like I think 4 more days where you can basically play the whole game except for the new zombies map free. So if you're on the fence about buying it, now's a good time to try it out.
I, I think I don't know of anybody who hasn't like tried it already though. Like I feel like most people who wanted the game have already bought it.
I
So
know
I'm
people who are like, I haven't enjoyed a Call of Duty game for like 6 years. They're like on the fence. So,
uh, oh, well,
anyways, I'm curious to see what they do for Christmas event wise. Because I've really been enjoying the way they've been doing the events in this game more than any other one.
there's
So
supposed to be some Jingle Hells mode that they had from Cold War, but in this game, and I have no idea when that's coming out.
I don't know anything about that, but
It's like
I remember in like Vanguard they had Krampus. That was crazy.
I can't believe you actually played Vanguard.
I don't think it was like amazing, but I liked how it kind of took things back to World War II and just like made things
Yeah,
simple.
but they added
Uh,
red dot sights and laser guns and stuff, and I was like,
dude,
really?
they had freaking red dot sights in World at War. So
No
they
shot.
were called reflex sights, and it was literally a red dot. So
In World at War. I'd have to look into that. I feel like that's not true.
it is absolutely true. This is that was like the second Call of Duty game that I got obsessed with.
I'm gonna look into it. 'Cause- But I think it's because they didn't have sights and zombies, and that's all I ever played. That's probably why I don't know that.
Well, you couldn't really like edit attachments,
Well,
so
so but they did.
it's
I think
different now.
I think they did have attachments from like pack-a-punching, but they just didn't have. They didn't have guns that automatically had attachments aside from like the Kar 98K with like a scope on it. It knocked. That's about it.
Yeah. Anyways, our last big topic, the New Jersey drone situation. I put in parentheses, WTF is going on? Like, what is going on?
So I saw like a picture of it looked like a plane, but they were
Yes,
saying that
I've seen so many pictures that I'm like, okay, people are just taking pictures of whatever they see now.
okay,
Um,
yeah,
I don't, dude. I saw a video, okay, and they have on Twitter. I saw they've gone through, they've put it through AI to see if it's fake, like because you can use AI to like identify like effects and stuff. There is a video, and you can look this up right now. I don't know if you're able to. There's a video of this orb-looking thing turning into what looks like a plane.
um,
I've seen multiple videos now where these things are changing shape.
like a bright like orb, like a light that turns into a
And
plane.
then yeah, a light, and then it just like turns into this winged looking aircraft.
Can I make a theory really quick? Is it possible that there was like a really bright light from a plane and then they turned it off?
No,
You don't think so?
they are trying to figure out like how it's possible. And like some people are saying it looks more like maybe it projects a hologram of a plane. Like people are stumped.
I don't know. I want to believe. I just also like this has been going on for like what, a week? It's been a week straight of
Well,
this drone crap, right?
two
And nothing.
weeks.
2 weeks? Okay, I
Yeah.
thought it was longer than a week, but I was like not sure. It just
It started around like the second, I
yeah.
think.
So
So going on
that
almost 2 weeks.
it are they gonna do anything about it? Like I don't understand. Like people are just I know people are shooting in the
Okay.
sky at this point,
So
but
this has been my experience. So I heard that there was some scientist who used some kind of AI algorithm thing or whatever to basically like predict the future for me. I'm trying to ride the stock market. What should I invest in? And then he started asking about like the future, and it said on December 4th, it was like December 3rd or December 4th of 2024, there are going to be unidentified objects in the sky shooting at each other, which I have seen a video of one of them shooting something like out of it. I don't know what it is, but it shoots like a beam of something real quick. It looks like a freaking laser from Star Wars. It said fighting like UFO on UFO fighting in the skies, and our government fighting as well. And it listed a trigger event, right? Like if this happens, that means this is going to happen. And you know what the trigger event was for this? Keep in
the
mind, this is like
election.
2000. This is 2005 or some shit, like 2005, 2006. Okay, keep that in mind.
Don't you dare say a pandemic or something, dude.
It was Donald Trump going on the Joe
No,
Rogan podcast.
don't. That it, that seems like BS.
I've seen the video where the
Send
guy goes through it.
send it to me. But I how
Just
does
look it up.
how are you how are you gonna predict that podcasts are gonna become a thing, and also predict that Joe Rogan's
Well,
going to
Joe
have one?
Rogan's podcast did exist, but it was not what it was. And Donald Trump at the time had not shown any interest in running for president.
Let me see. When did Jerry start?
Maybe it was
2009.
2000, huh? 2009? It
Yeah.
was off by a couple of years. I know it was a 6 or a 9, but 2009. Anyways, this guy, his thing predicted that there was going to be UFOs in the sky around this time, and then that the trigger event was Donald Trump going on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I don't know. I've also seen a lot of like SpongeBob AI, like have you ever seen that where it's like infinite SpongeBob episodes? I've seen that where they're like
Yeah,
December 12th, 2024, the heat depth of the universe, or some crap like that. So I've
yeah,
also seen stuff like that, and I mean, I
yeah.
doubt
No, this is different.
I I don't know.
You gotta look into it. It's really weird, but I mean, I've seen so many things. You know, they're seeing it everywhere now, though, right? Like
They
they've reported it as far down as Miami and as
yeah.
high up as New York, and then they started reporting it in Temecula, California, the other day. So it's on both coasts.
Oh,
I've been looking at the skies these
I
last 2 weeks. I haven't seen shit,
I just don't know like what
but I'm in New
happens from
Mexico,
here.
so
What happens from here?
I don't know. I mean, the government is like gaslighting us because they basically said like, oh, people are just seeing normal planes, but then they acknowledge that there's drones, but then they acknowledge that they don't know whose they are and where they came from,
I was here in Iran.
but they're not. I will get to that, but they said, but they're not a threat, and it's like if you don't know what they are, how can you know if they're a threat or not? That's very weird wording.
God, dude, that would
Doesn't make
be
any sense.
that would be so crazy
Um,
if it was aliens fighting each other. Like, dude, imagine there's like a war happening between two different alien species, but in our sky for some reason. Like
Well,
that's
last night I saw a new some New Jersey county, some county in New Jersey sheriff was reporting that he saw like 50 of them come out of the ocean. And there's videos of like, I mean, people are like in the same video looking in the sky, you can see like four or five. So it's not, I don't think the guy's full of it. I think he was like, that's like 50 of them.
D-
You know what I
does
mean?
does this
The
mean I
Coast Guard got swarmed by some.
do I
There
still
was
have
like
to,
a 47-foot cutter that I guess had some circling it or something.
do I still have to go to work on Monday?
Yeah, you still got to pay taxes and rent and
Okay,
shit.
I don't
But
care then.
I know. I think that's funny though. That's like the joke everybody has. You look at the comments like, so can we stop paying rent or?
Jesus. I mean, if something happens because of it, that's cool. It'd be really funny though if it's still going on by New Year's and we start launching fireworks in the sky and something falls out of the sky after that. There you
Dude, I mean,
go.
I sent you a video. Was it yesterday of some guy like shooting a rifle at his doom doom doom
Dude,
doom?
there's been so many stories about people shooting into the sky lately, and like some of them not even related to that stuff. Like
Um,
someone shot a regular like
yeah.
retail drone out of the sky because it was like just
Well,
hovering over their house.
there's a lot of questions that aren't adding up. First of all, there's a senator who said that there's an Iranian mothership that launches these things
I
missing
did
from its port,
I did
and so
see
that's why he
that.
thinks it's an Iranian mothership off the east coast. But that doesn't make sense as to why we would be seeing them on the west coast now. So that's weird. The other thing is they're flying for like insane amounts of time, like all fucking night, and they're like, that's like we don't have electron because they think they're electronic or so. Or no, I can't remember. I think they said there's a mix of them. Some of them are like those. They almost seem like those predator drones that have wings, right? They're different sizes. There's a picture going around of a helicopter like escorting one, and that thing looks like a weird black blob. Like it just doesn't make any sense. I just saw before the podcast some one of these big news networks. They had a camera watching one, and it just looked like a holographic orb. And they're like, "What the fuck are we looking at? What is this?" They have no idea. Some of them look like they changed shape. Some of them look like standard drones. But the thing is like people are like watching. They're like watching these things fly around all night, and it's like, how are these things? How do they have a field time like this? Like most of these like commercial drones that people use for like filming movies and stuff can only fly for like 20 minutes at a time.
What if I mean this is just a suggestion. I
Some
know
people think it's Elon Musk.
so technically you're not supposed to do this, right? But let's say somebody had the stones to do it. Why doesn't somebody just get a drone from like Best Buy and just fly it as high as they can until they can like see what's going on up there?
That is one of the questions people have is like one guy said that his friend flew a drone and they lost the drone because when they got close to it, it like EMP'd it and they lost the drone, so they don't have the footage. But the guy's like, bro, that was like a $2,000 drone. It's gone. We can't find it. So that sucks. People are like, man, it's 2024 and nobody's got like a nice enough camera to get good footage. I'm starting to see better footage. I think people are taking that criticism and they're trying to get good footage. I've seen multiple things where pilots are reporting to air traffic control that they're seeing multiple drones in their path and like they're having to be diverted because they literally can't land the way that they're going. I saw. Oh, this is weird. This gave me chills. I'm seeing multiple videos of people with they like broke out their old CD player radios to see if it was real. People are driving under them, right? They drive under these drones and their radio starts freaking out and making weird noises. Look that up. It's crazy.
I
Like
think
it
I
just
heard
sounds
about that.
weird. Yeah. There's people who have. There was one lady who reported a drone chasing her car. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. But like I said, the government is like, it's not real.
But it
But
is
there are
though.
drones and they're not a threat, but we don't know what they are. And it's just like, bro, none of this makes sense.
I do think it's
None of it
funny
makes
you're not
sense. We're
seeing
being
any.
gaslit.
I think it's funny that you're not seeing any in New Mexico, considering the
I think it's because we're
history.
just in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's
Yeah,
no.
but what about the freaking Roswell crap, dude?
Well, I mean, if this is another foreign government's technology, then
I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense to me that they're flying over like the most densely populated areas.
It would be crazy if World War III was happening right now and they just weren't telling us. Wouldn't
I
that
mean,
be
dude,
insane, dude?
hmm. I saw a video where in one of the counties in New Jersey, the deputies are literally right there and they're like watching one of them and then another one shows up and they're like, these aren't showing up on our radar. Like we have the like they show the radar right there and they're like, look, this is a plane. This right here is where we should see these two things flying around and there's nothing showing up. I mean, I think I saw that the government said that they're operating on some kind of frequency that they can't, because one way that they could disable them is by using whatever frequency to target them, and they haven't been able to figure it out apparently. I mean,
What
that's
is
just the last I heard.
using whatever frequency to target them? As in, if it's a drone and it's using RF that they send.
They can, like, fry them or something, like reverse the signal or whatever and fry them, disable them so they'll fall out of the sky. But there's been multiple videos that I've seen. I saw one where it looked like one crashed and there was like a whole open field on fire, like a spot, and there was freaking cops and all that stuff. But they tried to get close and they told them like, get out of here. This is a restricted area. I saw a parking lot where they were like searching for one that apparently crashed in the woods and couldn't find it. There's so much weird shit going on right now with this stuff that I don't know how
It's
it's
just
not a bigger deal.
it's
I
just
don't know how
crazy.
people aren't freaking out.
It's been
Our government's
happening.
literally not telling us what's going on.
It's been happening for, like you said, 2 weeks. It's like this.
And it
The
seems to be
last
getting worse.
the last time that
There's
something like
more.
this happened, it was only for, I think people talked about it for like 3 days, and it was like, oh, it's over. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people are comparing this to the spy balloon thing that happened. Was that last year?
It was either last year or 2022.
Either way, you remember they let that spy balloon float across the whole country before they finally shot it down. It's
Yeah.
like this this is like that on steroids because there's so many of them and they're not shooting them down.
Well, they're not gonna have any jets to shoot those things down because freaking Trump is apparently canceling the Lockheed Martin deal that was like $1 trillion.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But let us know in the comments, what do you think is going on? I am totally baffled. I don't know why our government is. I mean, they hide a lot of stuff from us, but I mean, they can't hide this from us. We can literally see this shit, and they're telling us that they're either not there or that there are drones, but don't worry, they're not a threat. And it's like, but you just said you don't know what they are and who they belong to, but they're not a threat? Like, how do you know
Yeah,
they're not a threat?
I
What are they
think
doing?
I
How
think
do we
it,
know they're not surveilling us? They're mapping out the whole freaking. I don't know. But the scary thing is like so many people are. Like I've seen so many videos of them like coming out of the ocean, and it's like, what? They just told us that there's probably aliens in the ocean, and now we got like an invasion going on, or what? What is happening?
I think until somebody like
Claims them?
no, until somebody dies, no one's gonna care. Like if they start shooting into like city blocks in New Jersey or something like that, then
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think the odds are that they're alien in origin?
I
I
I I
I
don't
don't
know.
think they
I really
are,
don't.
but I'm starting to see some weird stuff that's making me like raise the question. Right now, I would say like I don't know. I'm like 80-20. I think 80%. I think it's just another country, but 20%. But there's
Yeah,
a
but
lot of things that don't make
if
sense.
it's another country, we would have probably declared war on them by this point because they're invading our airspace.
Well, that's the thing is like the government's like they're not invading our airspace. So you guys are totally like imagining things, and it's like, bro, what the fuck are we looking at then? Because there are so many of them.
Now, I will say, okay,
I saw a time lapse, and there was like 20 of them flying in and out of the.
let's just try and come up with an explanation for it, okay? What usually happens around this time of year regarding planes? There's a lot of people going on flights to visit family. That's like the only explanation I could come up with. So maybe it's a lot
Okay,
of
I saw
traffic.
last night one of these county sheriff offices was being interviewed, and they were like, "What are the odds that these are just normal planes?" He goes, "There is not enough traffic at this time of night to account for all of these. There's no way."
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Because I
Like
don't
I
know
said,
if you've ever looked at plane tickets, but there's not very many plane tickets at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like one here and there, but I mean, they're seeing so much air traffic that it's ridiculous, man. Have you the? I saw a map that showed like the last 2 weeks worth of like UFO reportings, and the East Coast. It's lit up like a Christmas tree, man.
no pun intended. I'm sorry, I had to. Anyways, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I will have an opinion until something like actually affects people. Because for now it's just like, oh, I'm seeing stuff in the sky, right? But like until there's actually like a news story about, yeah, somebody like was injured or killed or a building, collapsed because a freaking UFO landed on it or something like that. Like until something like that happens, I think it's just kind of like okay, like there's probably just people flying drones around trying to freak people out, but I don't know. I don't know. I literally
Yeah.
like there's nothing. I
But
hate.
you admit that something is going on, right?
Well, it's not about me admitting or not admitting. I'm saying
Because there's people who are like, it's nothing. People are just seeing planes.
I will admit
Like people have never seen a plane before.
I've been seeing stories about it for 2 weeks, and it's definitely piqued my interest because I'm like, what's happening, right? But also like, I mean, if you were to show me some clear pictures and I could look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's crazy, right? Like that, then I would have more of an opinion. But right now, like all I've seen is people on Twitter being like, the government's not telling us anything. What are these? And it's a picture of a plane in like 160p, and I'm like, that's just a plane,
Yeah,
dude.
no. Go on TikTok. I've seen so many
I don't
different
have
like.
TikTok anymore, dude. I don't use it.
Well, you can still look up TikTok and browse it without being logged in, but once you get to a
Uh,
certain point, it's going to tell you to log in.
yeah,
But the thing that's weird to me is that it almost feels like some other country just got all the drones they could get their hands on because they all look different. I haven't seen like two of the same looking things. You know what I mean?
yeah. Although
They're different sizes,
taking out commercial drones is very easy. Like if you
right? That's what's not making sense because like
because so there's a channel that I've watched and I forget I think his name's Laser Pig, and he talks about a lot of like like war related technology, and he was talking about drones and how they relate to like the war in Ukraine, right? And
mhm.
he was sort of like, well, yeah, like with those drones, like you'll see them use commercial drones sometimes, but they don't really work because someone can just disable them, right? And so like unless you specifically give it like a certain angle so that it leads to the target, when they disable that drone, it just becomes useless, right? Like if the last input it
Mhm.
got was, hey, make sure the motor is going at full speed, right? Whatever angle you put it at, that's where it's gonna go, right? Um, but he was basically saying like, if you don't believe that they can disable drones based off of just like their RF signal, right? Try flying a commercial drone into a military base and see what happens. And I was like, that's fair. That's fair. If you and I'm not saying go and do that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
don't do that. That'll get
Um,
you. You'll be locked away for a long time.
yeah. What I'm saying is they have the technology to disable that stuff, and so if it is just commercial drones, they'd probably have been disabled by now. Why doesn't someone go and do that? Someone could do that probably. I bet you someone could just put some aluminum foil on a freaking like a couple windings of copper wire or something. Like I bet you it's possible, but I I don't know. I don't know.
I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson was on the news, and he's like, "This is weird." He's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little stumped." He's like, "I don't know why our government would like not acknowledge that it's like a public safety threat? Because it obviously is. Like, I mean, what happens if one of these things crashes into your house? You know,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
uh,
it's like a swarm from Black Ops 2, dude. Where there's just drones all
yeah,
in
I
the
don't, dude.
sky.
Like I said, I saw one that looked like it was a freaking like a freaking starfighter at a freaking Star Wars flying around. That's the other thing. Um, they people are like, oh, like they're planes because look, they're like aliens don't obey like traffic regulations, and I'm like, what are you talking about? These do not look like normal aircraft lights. They just because there's a red and a green light doesn't mean that it's obeying traffic laws. Because it's with aircraft, it's like one on. I can't remember. I with the helicopter it was different, but like we had like a tail light and like I think we just had the tail light that flashed red,
This guy with the
but
freaking taillights again. I swear to God.
different tail. But like an airplane, right? They have like a green
Right.
light on one side, red on
And
the
red.
other.
Yeah.
These have like three green lights and two red ones and a blue one. Like they do not make
They
sense.
got RGB lights. They're just.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a picture of one and like somebody reduced the contrast or something, and you could clearly see the structure of like a commercial looking drone. But this thing was huge. It was like the size of a Mini Cooper.
Yeah, people were saying they're the size of a car.
Yeah, I said. Well, the problem is like I said, they vary in size, and
Yeah.
so people are like, oh, they're the size of cars, and then somebody's like, no, they're not. Look at this one. This one's like the size of a kiddie pool, and it's like, bro, they're different sizes. I saw one that looked like the size of a wheel of cheese. That doesn't matter. Like what matters is that there's so many of them, and they're different, and like, I mean, the radio thing is creepy. That's like straight out of science. People are flying
That's
under, or like they're flying over people's cars, and the radios are freaking out.
that's so you're saying like there's one in the sky, someone drives under it, and then the radio freaks out, right?
The radio starts making weird
And
noises.
there's video of that. You're saying you can fake
Like
that.
I've seen like half a dozen videos, man.
You can fake that very easily.
I know you could fake that, but what's the? I mean, besides like internet fame, what's the motive?
Okay, but that's like saying like, oh, what is pizza dough made out of aside from bread? Like that's like the main thing, dude. Like most people are doing it for internet fame, I'm sure.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I could see how you would get attention if you faked a video, but you're gonna go like out of all the ways that you could like do things, like you're making a radio make noises like that just I don't know, doesn't seem that exciting compared to other things. Um,
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like that's most of the people who are like I think
like I
into that
saw a
stuff.
video where they're driving and they film out the window and you can see this thing flying like alongside them, like in the
Hmm.
sky, like above them, right? And their radio, they turn it up and it's just like like making like
Like I
weird
said,
wonky noises.
I like, I know you said oh go check TikTok, but like find examples and like show them to me and I will look at them. But I just
Okay, we'll look at it after this. We should probably wrap this up, but
yeah
I want to
uh
know what you guys think in the comments. What is going on?
yeah
Has anybody in the comments seen one of these things?
probably
That's what I
not.
want to know. I do. I mean, like I said, you're not on TikTok, but my TikTok like feed on I think on my personal account because I've been like looking into this stuff is just nothing but different people's videos of them. Like
Like I
it's
said
crazy how many people are filming this stuff.
I've seen a lot of and
I don't think I've seen the same person
I
twice.
need to check the specific trending page on Twitter about it because I every time that I'm looking at Twitter, it's like for 5 seconds while I'm bored. But
Yeah.
um, I'll look because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I
Yeah,
just
we'll look
missed.
after this, but
Most of it is also people just schizo ranting about, oh my God, the government's not telling us what this is. Oh, this senator said that it's from Iran or whatever, and it's like. Also, I love how I've said Iran and Iran. This
but
episode, I've said it differently.
let us know in the comments if you've seen one of these things. Let us know what your theory is. What do you think? Are you scared? I don't know if I'm scared as much as I am like concerned. You know what I mean? Like what? Why our government is not being more transparent about something that is obviously freaking people out.
Yeah.
Um, some people say it's a distraction, but from
From
what?
what?
Yeah, from
James.
what? It's
Well,
Christmas time. What's going on?
Syria.
Yes. I don't know. Anyways, on to our recommendations for the week as we wrap this up. You want to go first?
So as I mentioned earlier, Merc Music. So that guy does a lot of Call of Duty videos. He used to be really popular back in like the Advanced Warfare days, and
I think I've heard of him.
yeah, for a while he stopped really posting content that was like similar to what he was doing back then. I think during like the Modern Warfare 2019 era, he wasn't really doing the same stuff. But it seems like with Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 6, he's kind of gotten back into his old style, and I've been watching his videos a lot, and he also like he was the guy that I learned a lot about the Nuketown Easter egg from. Like he was the one who was doing a lot of investigations on that, and so whenever I need Call of Duty news, I go to him because his stuff's really easy to digest, and also he tends to have a lot of like if you used to watch his videos back in the day, he has some memes from that he'll bring up, and so like it's kind of cool seeing somebody acknowledge the culture of their of their community's history, right? Like years afterwards, and so things like that, like I really appreciate from that guy, and like I said, like he's a really good source of news for Call of Duty stuff. So I would say watch Merc Music. I think that he uses a 3 for the E and a 1 for the I. That's how you would find him. He
Nice.
also he also is a G Fuel fanatic, so
Hell yeah.
respect.
Respect. I got two recommendations. I got one for the family. I watched Dear Santa. We got a PR box from Paramount about that, and I honestly was like, oh, it's a Christmas streaming movie. I'm not expecting much, but it was fun. I mean, Jack Black definitely carried. I think if he wasn't in it, I wouldn't have cared as much. But I mean, he brought his whole personality to it, and it was fun. I don't know if you know the premise of this one, Chris, but basically this kid is dyslexic, and so he writes a letter to Santa, but he accidentally writes "Dear
There's
Satan"
Satan.
on it,
Yeah.
and so Jack Black is Satan, and he shows up, and he's like, "You got 3 wishes," and he's like, isn't that like genies? And he's like, they stole that from us.
I thought I saw a
um,
clip from it. Yeah.
it
Okay.
was genuinely funny. It's actually got some heart to it, and the ending, I was like, oh, that was kind of a sweet ending. I wasn't expecting that. It's got enough rewarding moments that warrant a watch. I think it's a really good example of what a streaming movie should be. Like, it's got
Yeah.
just enough entertainment value to like carry it to the end.
See, that's movies
For
don't
the watch,
they don't make movies like that anymore, where it's just like a
very
one-off
straightforward.
story
Yeah.
where and it's kind of like I said has some heart to it. Like I think
Jack
Sh-
Black killed it though, as always.
Shazam kind of had something like that, I think, but I also don't know what's going on with that series anymore. I think they made a second Shazam movie, but
They
I
did. And it
don't
was pretty awful.
yeah.
Like I think I fell asleep watching the second one.
Yeah. So, that's cool. I'll check it
And
out.
then yeah, my other recommendation is on my account, Chris, if you want to watch it. But Clint Eastwood is 94, and he just released a movie, and it is solid as fuck. It is called Juror Number Two. I can't remember the actor's name. He was in like the newer iteration of X-Men movies. Played like the Beast guy. I'm trying to think what else he's in that's like that you would know, Chris. But anyways, it is about this guy who shows up for jury duty, and this is in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. But basically, this case is this guy's accused of like murdering his girlfriend,
Hmm.
right? And then they basically found this girl like she was like beat up and then like tossed over the side of this overpass. And while they're describing the details of the case, like after the jury's been selected, right? Um, he has a little flashback and he shows that he was at that bar and he was driving home that night in the rain and felt himself hit something and looked around and didn't see anything and kept going and thought he hit a deer. And so now he's like, did I kill this woman? And I'm in the jury for this case. This guy is like possibly going to get life in prison for something I might have done.
Oh,
So there's a big moral
Jesus.
dilemma, and it was very, very straight, like very simple but well done. And the fact that a 94-year-old directed that and it's as good as it is impressive.
Dude, that
Um,
you know what's scary though? That's probably actually happened.
I think it might be inspired by a true story or a book or something, but
Wow.
um, they did Clint Eastwood very dirty. Warner Brothers made his last movie, Cry Macho, and it came out during the pandemic. I remember at Disney World when it came out. We watched it in Orlando when I was there, and it was like, it was kind of disappointing. Like the trailer made it seem like it was going to be a lot deeper than it was, and it was just
Mm.
kind of like a very simple thing. And Clint Eastwood is like, yeah, like he's old as fuck, but he can still act. Um, this was like I gave it 4 stars. Like it is a solid crime drama. It kind of reminds me of 12 Angry Men. It's like his version of 12 Angry Men almost,
I
where
haven't
it's
seen
like
that.
so 12 Angry Men is like they're in the jury room and it's like it not in real time but almost like it all takes place in that room and it's basically like everybody thinks the guy's guilty except for one person and that one person is basically explaining to everybody why he thinks the kid's not guilty and then you see how everybody's like personal biases come up and they're like well I think he did it because I know this kid who did this shitty thing and he's like that, you know. So it kind of reminded me of that, but like different. And the ending was not what I expected. So check out Juror number 2. Support that film because Warner Brothers. It almost seems like as payback for Cry Macho costing them money, did not do a wide theatrical release and did not do an awards campaign for it. And dude, like it definitely deserves some recognition because it is they were like talking about how it debuted at number 1 on iTunes, beating movies that, you know, had like $250 million budgets and and made a bunch of money at the box office and stuff. They're like this movie deserved to be treated better for what it is. And it could be his last movie is why people are upset about it
Yeah.
because he's
Well,
94.
I will say that that concept for
He's making another
movies.
movie by the way.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Yeah.
crazy?
The
That's
concept
how
for
I want to go out, making movies, man.
the concept for that movie is so good though because here's the thing, right? Like it's like I said, it's probably happened in real life. But imagine how both of those people feel. Like the guy
That's what the movie's about.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the guy that's in the jury is probably like, holy crap, like I feel
And
really
he's
guilty,
also
but
got like
also like
yeah.
no matter what decision he makes, right? If he confesses, he still killed somebody and he's gonna get in trouble for it, right? And so that's awful.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't say anything about it, this guy's gonna be in prison for the rest of his life, right?
That's the
And
moral
then
dilemma. Yeah.
that
About
guy,
guilt and all that stuff. Yeah.
that guy that's being convicted, right? He's 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 probably like, holy crap, like my girlfriend's dead, right? So he feels awful for that already, and then he's like, now I'm being accused of killing her. I don't even know how she died, right? Like, this is crazy. Like that guy must feel so angry, right? And like
Well, you'll have
that
to
is
watch the
such a
movie and
good
see who did
concept,
it. But
dude.
yeah, to make things worse, this main character, juror number 2, he's got a baby on the way. Like his wife is pregnant, about to have a baby.
Oh,
So of
dude.
course it's like, you know, there's more to it than that too. Like I said, it's worth a watch, 100%. It was very solid. So check out juror number 2, and that you do have to pay for, but support it. I think it drops on Max in like another week or whatever, so you can wait till then. But Dear Santa's on Paramount. Crazy episode this week. We'll see you for episode 64. Join the Patreon, get some G Fuel, get some Fit Butters. It's Christmas time. Treat yourself. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Peace.
What's going on?